But before we do that, let's fire off on Twitter discourse. Really dumb Twitter discourse. Once again, do not respond to this person. Do not go after this person. This is fun. Do not tap the glass, okay? If you want me to look at weirdos saying like the most unhinged shit and document it and have fun with it, cannot tap the fucking glass, okay? No matter how much it agitates you, do not interact with these people, okay? Especially because I personally think this is creative writing. I love it. I've been thinking long and hard about how I could like turn this into content, this type of writing into content. When I was in the shower the other day, I had a shower thought about it where I was thinking about doing a segment on my broadcast or maybe even a fucking game show, like gamify this somehow by coming up with the most unhinged, like quote unquote woke takes that are just truly insane. How could we do it? One of the ideas I came up with was that time travel shows are inherently anti-POC because people of color would not be able to survive, and it's like white people shit for the most part because people of color were like, you know, attacked back in the day. So time travel shows should be canceled. That's what I was thinking of. That's like a good one, I think, that you could, like, that's like, you know, things like that. I sometimes want to come up with like the most unhinged, like cancellation campaign. You know what I mean? Actually true? No, it is. Of course it's true. I know it's true, but like that doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? Like that's just like rad lib shit, but anyway. Okay, hating, disliking children is a form of ableism. That's what Parenting Decolonized said. So many of the reasons adults dislike kids are things they can't control because of their bodies and brains. They're new humans learning how to navigate the world, and instead of understanding, they get disdain. People showing up to be like, fuck them kids, give the same energy as racist to me. Weird to flex your bigotry so openly, and that shows you how normal it is for people to hate the most marginalized group of people amongst us. This literally is like, once again, another reason why anarchists should never have children, okay? Anarchists should not be allowed to have children. This is a classic unhinged anarchitty take, okay, on twitter.com. It's literally the same energy as like parenting reinforces unjustifiable hierarchies on children. Parenting reinforces unjustifiable hierarchies on children, and it's a matter, it basically recreates a microcosm of the state apparatus, which is why we want to abolish it, which is why I allow my kid to literally touch open flames all the time and never wear clothes and never take a shower. Bedtime is oppression. No more bedtime for children. I see your perspective of my dislike of children is mostly driven by the impact on my disabilities. I know it's not their fault, but their proximity can cause severe discomfort, pain, and even... Oh, dude, this is also great because someone outwoke them. They outflanked them from the left. It's not their fault, but their proximity can cause severe discomfort, pain, and even risk life-threatening infections. So yeah, I've developed a dislike for being near. Understandable. Not wanting to be around them and not liking them for just existing isn't the same, in my opinion. I mean, this is just like... This is awesome. You're just like, you know, Twitter is a place where, like, you know, mental illness runs wild and creates beautiful content. And I think, not to get all fucking Foucault on your asses, but I think that we should allow that to happen. I like to look at not medicalizing mental illness, but instead seeing it as a fascinating phenomena. It means that someone has a colorful personality. You know what I mean? And I just wish other people could see it in the same way. You know, like the Village Idiot. This makes me hate kids even more than I did in the first place. The brain mazes Twitter leftists have to go through, respect. I just thought of a good one that I could see someone saying having a favorite color is actually ableist because some people are colorblind and can't enjoy the colors of the rainbow. That's a good one. The LGBT flag is actually ableist. Because someone who is colorblind would not be able to see some of the colors depending on how colorblind they are. Oh, that's good. See? It's awesome. That shit is great. I want to dedicate an entire fucking account to just like writing unhinged shit like that. Literally just to feel superior, not productive in the slightest. Yeah. What if a gay person is colorblind? That's what I'm saying. Gum Trick found one already? Wait, what? There's no way you disagree with that sentiment that children are more unprotected than adults in America. Are you guys serious? Children are wildly unprotected and at the mercy of adults who take out their frustrations with the world and other adults and their own oppression out on them. And the few systems we do have in place to protect them are completely useless, often handing children back over to harmful adults and protecting the people who hurt them and blaming the kids. It's insane. Family vlogging is a good example. Dude, like literally everything you said is true. But like, what's wrong with you? Like, no one in here is being like, no, we should harm children. Like, you are fighting against demons that don't exist. You're shadow boxing. Do you understand? That's the problem. A lot of people just like want to, you know what this is? I like to call this the off-roading paradigm, okay? Now, I'm not very familiar with off-roading, but I'm going to tell you a story. My brother loves off-roading, Murat. You guys know him. Friend of the show. Okay? And one time he took me off-roading. And at first I thought, because my brain is so like weirdly wired, I guess, I was like, there has to be a goal, right? In off-roading. Like you have to get to a certain point, right? Maybe there's like a beautiful scenery at the end of it. And what I found out about off-roading blew my fucking mind. Off-roading is about getting stuck so you can get unstuck. It's actually about the journey and problem solving or problem creating so you can solve said problems rather than actually going to a place that you could not actually go to with normal vehicles. I, like every normal person, thought that's what off-roading is, right? You go to a place where you normally can't go with a normal vehicle. No. That's like, if you go there successfully, that means you didn't even have the fun because the fun is getting stuck in something and then trying to get unstuck. Okay? My mom does this with all the furniture she buys for my fucking house. She loves activity. She loves stimulation. So she will constantly find new issues in the house, okay, and be like, oh, well, you need to make a garden for your front yard. I'm like, no, we're fine. We don't need to do that. And she's like, well, God damn it. You know, I bought all this mulch and I bought all these plants. Like, now we have to make a garden. I'm like, but you bought that. You didn't need to make this problem for yourself. And now you're like stressing over it. And I realize it's just like, it's a sequence of problem creating so you can solve it so you can feel better about it. And I think a lot of these Twitter leftists and a lot of people in general on Twitter especially, and like people like this, like to create or imagine new problems, okay? Like minor ones, and make them gigantic, okay? Make them gigantic issues that need to be tackled and make like these, you know, moralistic, grandiose statements about how like, you know, we need to abolish the unjustifiable structures within parenting. And they do it for fun. And if they're doing it for fun, then I'm all for it. Because I will look at it, I will enjoy it. I think that that's great creative writing. I'm a fan of that, okay? I'm fond of that. I think that writing is like usually very shit overall, but this is like funny and good, and it gives me joy to read such unhinged, wild takes. Okay? But don't treat it as anything different than a fucking kid playing with a fidget spinner, or a kid learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube, or someone, you know, making their favorite Lego toys. Okay? Because it's the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing. It is no different. But we are not conditioned into understanding it, especially on the left, because like we have to look at these kinds of sentiments as though they are super correct, and like there's a slant on here that I need to abide by, especially if someone, oh my God, if they slap on some emancipatory language onto it, oh Lord, I'm done. There's no way I'm not taking this seriously. There's no fucking way, especially if they use terms like ableism, okay, marginalization, like things that you would normally associate with an empathetic, empathy-centered social justice movement. You fucking put that in there, decolonization, words like that. You slap that on, you're gonna get at least 10,000 fucking likes on your tweet. Okay, if you use those buzzwords, okay, people are gonna be like, oh, this is standpoint theory. Oh, this is doing a bodies and spaces. This is doing this. This is doing that. Okay. And they're going to be like, yeah, I think that there is some truth to it. And oftentimes there is some truth to it. Okay? What is this?
But Mother, I don't want to do laundry. You wouldn't get it because you're old. No, I don't stink. Seriously, I showered last week. This is my most epic shirt. No washi. Mother, what's your favorite planet? Mine's Uranus.
I mean, to be fair, put a finger down every time she mimics autistic traits to be funny, making inappropriate jokes without realizing. First of all, I am all in favor of making sure that this person no longer has a platform. So, you know, this person is my Andrew Tate. Specifically because it's weaponized fucking cringe. Okay? I don't give a fuck that she's like mimicking autistic things. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. Just cancel her for the cringe. You know, that's it. This person is trying to gerblin empire herself. What? So TikTok about how saying you like a girl for her personality is ableist to people with personality disorder. It's great. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. What a confusing time it must be for this random local weatherman named Andrew Tate. Showers and thunderstorms continue for northeastern counties of East Texas this evening. You fucking wife beater. What the fuck? They're saying cringe is autistic. Lamafeao. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what they're saying.
Yes. No, please don't ground me, Mother. I won't joke about it again. One question. If I do the laundry, do I get allowance? No? Then I'm only doing laundry under one condition. I want Kraft mac and cheese for lunch with the hot dogs cut up in it. Those are nums.
Tweet threads are incredibly inaccessible to thousands of us with short attention spans, and folks should make more of an effort to consolidate their thoughts into shorter tweets so that everyone can enjoy them in their entirety. 1 out of 35. Let's Megaphonics. Okay, good job. See, that's productive. You just had a productive tweet or a productive comment in the chat that didn't revolve around your pet project of getting me to watch another fucking cringe video. That's okay. Pretty good. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. That's a Megaphonics W right there. Maybe I should ban him more. Anyway, so Mike Malak on the deplatforming combo figured you would agree. I haven't said much, but I'll say this. Women are not your property, not your slaves, and you're not entitled to anything from them. Regardless of their profession, no one is pushing that antiquated narrative. You should be idly allowed to indoctrinate the youth. Take it from someone who spends the majority of the time around beautiful, talented women. This is not the way ever. No one wants to be demeaned, slapped around, or enslaved. And whether you support it or not, socials or privately owned platforms, they fully deserve the what the fuck, dude. Dude, my man is... He's out in Greece right now, okay? He's out in Greece with a friend of the show, Jeff Wittek. Friend of the show, Mike Malak, is out there with Logan Paul and Jeff Wittek, and he's just fucking spitting, okay? He's spitting so fucking hard. There's floods happening, okay? There's floods happening in mainland Greece. Do you understand? Some of the islands have flooded so fucking hard from his spittle that they are no longer islands, okay? It's just a part of the water. God damn. He literally dated a porn star, so this take makes a lot of sense. No, I know. Literally saw someone saying that respecting someone's culture was bourgeois because culture was created by corporations. I love that. Fuck, that's so good. I had one bad take in a book fandom and posted a tweet with a tiny font saying how embarrassed I was. It was mostly for me, and one of those people harassing me called me ableist and was inaccessible for blind people for the font size, as well as telling me I was playing the victim, and I literally just compared something to Taylor Swift lyrics. That's what she was so pressed about. Yeah, dude, you gotta understand. A lot of people on the internet have just like serious fucking mental illness, okay? Like, I don't know why. I think there's a very real thing that we just like forget, okay? And that is extremely online people are just extremely mentally ill. And I say this as someone who's extremely online, okay? Take it from someone who knows. And you know too, you're in here all day. You know how mentally ill we all are, okay? But there's something very strange, like if a person is standing on top of a fucking soapbox outside of the subway station saying those things, you're like, oh, that's a crazy person. I should avoid that guy, okay? But, or you say, hey, that's a crazy person. I should avoid that guy. I wish society would take better care of people who desperately need it, okay? But on the internet, for some reason, when it's the same exact shit, you're like, well, you know, I have to take this as seriously as I normally would because one layer of context, one layer of nuance has been removed from the conversation, the layer that can help you better process the information that's coming your way because you don't know their background. You don't know what their life experiences look like. You don't know where the fuck they came from. You don't know how unhinged they are. Okay? You get it? That's where this stems from. That's where half the reason why Twitter threads like that pop the fuck off. Not Mike's Twitter thread. But half the reason why Twitter threads like this pop the fuck off. Because people don't go, oh yeah, that's like a person going through it right now. Let's just, you know, come on. Do your thing. Pop off, sis. Okay? I once used the term, I once used the word based on a Reddit thread, and a guy said I was using right-wing vernacular. Oh, Jesus, that's awesome. Anyway, urinals are misogynistic because they allow men to pee faster, which makes women more late than men. I love that. That's a good one. Okay, I love that. Actually, kind of cool for the Twitter left when the guy from the Street Fight Radio went through it and everyone just kind of let it be. Yeah, exactly. Like he was having a mental breakdown, but that's also because like people know him. You know what I mean? People know him. People know him. Like they know his background. So that's a little bit different. It's not like just some random person that you encountered. The other 13, thank you for the 5. Get the subs. What is this? Tits or ass? I actually prefer personality. This is actually incredibly ableist. Some of us have personality disorders. You need to learn to appreciate my titties. Okay, that's a joke, man. That's literally a fucking joke. Come on. This is satire and funny, by the way. Comedy is the subversion of expectations, chatter. This is like a purple-haired SJW type person preferring misogyny over ableism. That's the joke. The joke itself. Oh my God, I really do be deconstructing jokes 98% of the time on this fucking broadcast. I hope it actually has like some kind of staying power. I hope it does actually genuinely change people's perspective a little bit. Which way, Western leftists? This, please, this. If you're a communist, oh yeah, we already fucking joked about this. The Twitter discourse compels me to remind you home cooking is regressive. Name be a line. I'm not even going to do it again. I have a Central Appalachian accent and folks still think I'm a chud and I was called a crypto fash based on only my accent. So yeah, that's fun. Like motherfuckers thought I was a fucking infiltrator. Yeah. More chronically online shit. When you want to stop shopping at Shine because you heard they're slaving kids and adults, but then you remember nobody stopped buying / using cotton for us. I think that's a joke too. I don't think this is serious, dude. I think that's like literally a joke. it's just dark humor. Anyway, we should talk about door designs. Some countries that favor short people over tall people, which makes tall people have to break their back. I agree. Here, dude, I didn't want to cover this at all, but, you know, I'll briefly talk about it. Can't believe the CIA tricked Caleb Maupin into being a sex creep and pressuring young, financially unstable people into joining his cult through the schemes and ruses of the Congress for Cultural Freedom, no end. Caleb Maupin, apparently, for those of you who don't know, good, and I really never encounter these motherfuckers on purpose. I, like, stay the fuck away from them. But he's, like, he's a big communist guy, okay? And it turns out he was fond of, what's that guy? It's like all the motherfuckers that have blocked me on Twitter, okay? Every single motherfucking leftist that is like, you aren't doing enough anti-imperialist thought because you are not directly aligned with Russia in its ultimately completely justifiable endeavor of like fucking ridding Ukraine of the Nazi scourge by doing fucking like, you know, human rights abuses and like bombing fucking Western posts and shit. You know, those guys, they're all getting fucking their ass cheeks clapped. But this one is specifically funny only because this one is specifically funny only because like this guy apparently liked to get his ass spanked, and it came out that like he literally was using the Communist Party. What was it? They're not communists. They're PATSOC. They call themselves patriotic socialists. He's a Laroshite who's a little tangential to like Dugan and shit. So he tells you all you need to know. Yeah. Oh yeah. He is a LaRouche fan, right? That's the reason why there was like LaRouche writings in the that little fucking meeting that they had. CPI, right? Or CPUSA? Anyway, whatever. There is like one fucking guy. There's like a Taiwanese like Maoist rapper who is incredibly funny. And I think he blocked me like a long time ago because I bought a house or something. And what's his name? I gotta find Shangyu or whatever. Wait, hold on. Let me just see. Let me see if I can find his like Twitter. I wonder if he blocked me or not. I think he was one of the guys that blocked me. Oh, maybe he didn't actually. I guess he didn't block me. Never mind. Now I feel bad that I said he blocked me. But I always found it like really funny because he had. It's not Shang Yu, Marxist-Leninist rapper and anti-imperialist agitator. Dude, how rotted out is your brain that you know all this stuff offhand? Nobody cares about that. Get back to the spanking story. No, this spanking story is related to this because the Marxist-Leninist Maoist rapper was apparently like what he wanted was to get spanked by him. What Caleb Maupin was trying to do was get spanked by this man. Okay? Where is it? The existence of furries as a social phenomenon is a symptom of a broken, declining society. If this view makes me bigoted, then I'm sorry to say that reality is bigoted. Yeah, these guys are all like weirdly social conservative, which I find really funny. He's not a Maoist, he's a PATSOC. Okay, well. Nobody cares. Get back to the story about getting spanked by the other man. This is the guy This is the guy that was like that Caleb Maupin really wanted to get spanked by, apparently. Like this, he wanted to get his ass spanked by the fucking Maoist rapper. That Passock got banned off Twitter. Yeah, he's clapped. His account got owned. And not only that, but one of Felix's friends who does like all these fucking parodies. I saw it earlier this morning. One of Felix's friends who does all these parodies literally did another one of Caleb Maupin. Okay, here, I'll just show you this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is fucking insane, dude. I hope they didn't actually delete the tag yet. Jesus, what is it? Jesus La Super Jew? I don't fucking know. Whatever. He always like changes his account to like either Felix Biederman or other people, and he does like these fucking parodies and whatever. He loves doing it on Nathan, right? What was this guy's name? This guy. Anyway, listen. After Caleb Maupin got deleted off Twitter, this was the only Caleb Maupin account remaining. So the fucking Russian embassy unironically tagged him, dude. They fucking tagged him. They tagged the fucking parody account. Let's go, baby. Mafia. Vlad Putin, that's my dog, but Vlad, you know I'm really Putin. He finally made it in Vlad TV. Lobby link up at the Kremlin. We turn it into Magic City. Like, why is the embassy of Russia tagging Caleb Maupin in their fucking tweets? Is a question I have to ask myself. Anyway, this is when Twitter is kind of good. Okay, this kind of mental illness is like pretty funny, I think. Yeah. Nereye? Hadi eyvallah. Who the hell is Caleb Maupin? It's just some fucking online cringe lord dude. Don't worry about it. Yes. Daughter of Putin ally Alexander Dugin was killed by a car bomb in Moscow. It's called fucking blowback. I literally called that this was going to happen, and it is now happening. And what the fuck did Russia expect? Okay, what the fuck did Russia expect? Of course this was gonna happen. Maupin is a Nazball sex pest cult leader. Yes. Okay, hold up. Low ceilings make you uncomfortable? Yes, they do. All right, we talked about cringe Twitter. We talked about all this shit. We're gonna get back to like some fun stuff in a little bit, but let's do some real news coverage. Okay, where was I? Some real news coverage in the form of okay, we're done with this. This is what decades of anti-intellectual, maybe the curtains are just blue, literary criticism has done to us.
5 bitches in rotation here that are his dream woman until he gets into actual contact with them and realizes he has no social skills, and then it's all their fault. He meets this hooker. Like, all right, you can come up to the room, and then she gets there and he's surprised when she's ready to start hooking. She gets naked and he's like, oh my god, my eyes. Phony, but you called. He gets so upset that he's like, you're disgusting, you are lewd, you are foul. I just wanted to talk about the ducks on the river. This is a working woman. Bro, I'm not up here to talk. It's a lady who, her light bill could be due. I don't talk for a living. If I wanted to talk for a living, I would have been in fucking comedy. I mean, like, imagine you're a sex worker or fucking HR, and this pasty clam of a boy is just wasting your time. I would have been in public relations or some shit. I would have been a politician, but I'm a hoe because I don't want to talk to you. Phony? Okay. Yes, I am coming back with my pimp, and yes, I want $50 more than what you were gonna give me because I just had to waste time walking down the stairs and walking back up with him. Holden starts talking shit about the business of sex anyway and about how their prices are foul. He gets smacked again, rightfully so, and
she's talking about Catcher in the Rye.
He starts having murder fantasies. Toxic, clammy at me! Murder fantasies? This is an American classic because it's the birth of a school shooter. It's like, I have a fantasy where I, Holden Caulfield, colonizer descendant and first generation incel, am running through the fields and saving innocent children before they plummet off a cliff into their doom by having to grow the fuck up and get a job.
Holden Caulfield is literally neurodivergent and a minor. Get it. Yeah, exactly. Get her ass, dude, in the QRTs. DNI. I wonder how Holden will respond to this character assassination. Okay, as someone who genuinely hates Holden Caulfield, this is one of the worst takes I've ever heard. No, I mean, half the time, okay, look, she popped off on this and immediately was like, here's my Patreon, okay? Here's the thing. A lot of the problem with like literary analysis revolves around this like weird liberal perspective that you can't have like a bad person be bad, because the simple, like, you can't have like an anti-hero, you can't have like a bad character that is acting out on their bad desires as a consequence of their development, as a consequence of their upbringing, because then that's not good. Because if you have a bad guy, he has to be bad, and you have to clearly bad code him, okay? He needs to be villain coded, otherwise it's fucking problematic, okay? Otherwise it's fucking problematic. And I don't know why people, like, no one in the real world thinks this way. I don't think anyone. This is the most cold take ever anyone's taken a literature class or spoken to an English student ever has his opinion on the book. I just think that not a single person thinks this way. It's just like a Twitter-born or like an internet-born mental illness, like a very hyper-specific internet-created mental illness where you're just basically saying like, my analysis, my interpretation of any kind of art has to be done through the fucking framework of like good and evil, okay? And I hope she's just memeing, for the record. There was a tweet circulating on Twitter the other day of a list of problematic authors, and one of them was Shakespeare. She's doing comedy, right? Because that's the chick that said, if the men find out we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church. It's not Tumblr born. It's not Tumblr born. It's not Twitter born. It's Tumblr born. No. Tumblr banned porn, and now it's on fucking Twitter, okay? I teach literature, and yep, the students always do this, and it's frustrating and gets in the way of productive social, historical, complex literary analysis. I hope it's satire. I hope it's satire. I assume it's satire. The bad authors list wasn't, though. That was real. What does Shakespeare fucking do? Be too gay? Historical evidence backs this up. Don't clap me. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because he's a white man or something. Maybe that's the reason. And not only is it satire, but even if it's serious, I try to explain to you that, like, you should still read it as satire because it's funny and it's creative writing. Do you get it? Do you understand my point? Even if it's literally not fucking satire, you should still see it as satire. Because 90% of the time, it's just it's just like freak shit.